Okay, so I ordered some other radios. I talked a little bit about the DeWalt in one of my other videos. And this is, let's open one of these up. Let me see that okay. Okay, so this is the BaoFang Chinese radio. Of course, everything's made in China now because our leaders have been selling us out for a long time, making us a globalist country, which means destroying the U.S. sovereignty. Anyway, here is the manual for that, and these things are supposed to be able to pick up other radio stations, and I think they're supposed to be quite a bit more powerful than the DeWalt ones that I did a video on. I wasn't sure if I was going to get these in before the world came to an end or not, so I got the other ones in case. Communication is very important in a disaster. Okay, so it looks like it has a separate lithium battery here. Okay, you can see that. The lithium battery actually detaches from the radio unit. Okay. It looks like you can stick these two together like so. They have a little plastic latching thing. Huh. Okay, there. So it latches together. And let's see, I guess if you push the button here, they will come back apart. So I gotta see what I gotta charge these things up or what. Okay, so that's that. Looks like we have a charging cord, and here's a base for it, which I guess you can plug that into it, and some, looks like headphones. Let's open this bag up and see what's in here. Now, I actually ordered separately because I wanted to be able to charge this thing up. Ooh, it's getting windy out here. Wow. Let's get this. Looks like we have an earpiece here and some kind of mic that you can talk into and clip it up here, so that would make it convenient. And a little string to hang the radio on. And some kind of clippy thing that looks like it goes on the radio as well. Probably so you can clip it on your belt or something. Let me go get, I bought some separate chargers. I had to order them separately. So let's go take a look at those. Okay, so here's, I had to order this separately. And it has a USB adapter that adapts to the kind of charger that they have on this radio. So let's see if we got that charger directly on the radio. It's on the battery. Hopefully there's something, I don't see it on the battery actually. Hopefully you don't have to put it into the charging station. Let's see. Monitor. Okay, maybe it's on this side. Oh, this input. Okay, I don't know. That's a good question. So it would be nice if I could just charge this directly without having to carry along the base and charge it with that, but that may be the case. So it looks like this adapter possibly plugs into this charging base. Okay. Okay, and of course here's the antenna. So, looks like the antenna screws into the top right there. So, you have a real looking type radio with a serious antenna on it. Somewhat serious. Okay, let's put this thing together, I guess. Maybe we'll try charging them up and see what these things can do. Yeah, I really don't see a way to charge it directly on the that's one thing I like about the DeWalts, is you could just plug directly into the DeWalt and charge it up. And this one looks like it possibly needs to be charged on this charger. I don't see a power port to plug to charge it directly that way. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. Okay. Okay, so here we have our BaoFang Walkie Talkie, and we have the charging base here, and we got an extension cord, and here's our charger. Let's take off the zip tie for this, and we'll get this thing charging, so hopefully we can test her out. So we'll plug this into the wall here. And it looks like there's a red light on this guy, and we'll plug this into the back of here, our charger. See that? It's a charging port right there. And it looks like that flashes red and green, and it has no walkie-talkie in it. And let's put our walkie-talkie in there. Okay, I guess you got to get it just right, and then the light goes from being flashing red and green to solid red, and we'll just let that charge for a while and see. I think I'll get a couple of them charging so we can test them out together. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Okay, so it looks like this one here has finished. The light has turned from red to green. Okay, so maybe we'll try turning this guy on and seeing what he can do.
Frequency mode.
Okay, very interesting. I have to get out the directions and we'll fiddle with this a little bit. Yeah, let's see what we can do with this guy. Okay, so let's get this guy ready to go on the road. So here's a little carrying strap, and I believe we probably just loop it through this little rectangular hoopy thing here. And the way I usually do these, I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. You pull the loop through like so, and then you pull the rest of the strap through that loop that you made through there, and then it will hang on. You have something to hang on to the radio with. And I guess this is probably so you can clip it on your pants. It looks like you probably have to undo these screws back here. Wow, they're on there pretty good. And probably this clippy thing here, screws right onto where those screws came out, and it's got a pretty stiff spring on it. So I think you're gonna have to kind of push it down kind of hard, hold it in place. You know, maybe I'll. This could be a challenge. You gotta get the screw through there, like so. And maybe I can just get one in first, then kind of jimmy it around get the other screw in place. Okay. Okay, there's one. Okay, and that will get it lined up for the second one here. Oh, come on. No. Okay, maybe I'll get it hooked into the screwdriver like so and hang on to it with my fingernail, then force it down the hole. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I got them both on there. And there we go. Little clippy thing. So I guess, look here. Here's my belt. It looks like you can clip it right onto your belt like so. And zoom out anymore. Okay. So it's right there, so you can take it off and start talking. Okay, so it looks like that's all set up. We'll get the other one set up and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, let's go over some of the functionality. I was going through the manual a little bit here and reading up on how to work this thing. Looks like I can do quite a bit more than the DeWalt ones that I did a video on previously. So we turn it on, and this is the volume up here. And so these are the channels that you can communicate on. You push the PTT button to send, and of course it's interfering with my speaker on the computer over there when it transmits the RF. So I've already showed how to do that. Here's something called the call button. When you press that once, it turns it over to FM radio, and you can change the channels. You have these up and down arrows, so you can tune through the frequencies. Okay. And we'll turn it back by pushing the call button again. And here's a VFO-MR, and that changes it from, see, it's in frequency mode right now.
Channel mode.
You can change it into channel mode, and when you click up and down on these guys,
3, 4.
it goes between the different channels. The channels are, I think, highlighted on the corner over here. We can bring
Frequency mode.
Frequency mode, and then it just scans through the different frequencies, pushing these arrows up and down. Okay, so you can have different channels to work on. And the Moni button, which is down here at the bottom, I guess turns on a little LED flashlight. That might be handy if you're trying to evade the forces of evil as you run through the forest at night or something. So very handy. Oh, blinking light too. You push that button again, and then we can turn it off. Okay, and what is this? Okay, different bands, I guess. This is 155, 400. Okay. There's supposed to be a scan here too. Let me see, I'll see if I can figure out how to run the scan. I'd like to be able to turn this into a scanner so you can listen to what's going on. Okay. Let me fiddle with it for a second, maybe we can figure that out. Okay, here's some more other functions here. So I guess this key is a scan key, the one next to the star. And if you hold that in for 2 seconds, it will start scanning automatically through the different frequencies. So it becomes a scanner, so you can keep track of what's going on in all the different channels. Okay. Then I guess if you hold it in again, it will stop it from scanning. Okay. And there's a button down here, it's the key button. It's right next to the pound. And when you push that in, it goes to low power transmitter. So I guess we're testing the distance out on high power. So if you want to conserve power, you can push that. See, the L disappears or reappears as you toggle that back and forth. See the L right there? It might be hard to see on this screen, but okay, some more interesting options. This handy dandy little radio could save your life one day. Okay, communication is very important. Okay, let me look at some more options. We'll see what we can get this thing to do. Anyway, here's the model of the radio, just in case you wanted to order one or wanted to know. UV-5R Plus. Okay. Okay, so there's the manual. Okay, and here's some of the general specifications from the manual. 65 megahertz to 108 megahertz for FM radio reception. VHF 136 megahertz to 174 megahertz, and UHF 400 to 480 megahertz receive and transmit. 128 channels. Frequency stability 2.5 parts per million. Okay, it tells a lot of the specs here. Okay. Let's see. RF power is between 4 watts for high power and 1 watt for low power. Okay, that's a pretty powerful radio. Okay. simplex and duplex mode of operation. Okay. So there's the specs. Okay, here's some more functionality. Okay, so you can toggle between the radio. I showed you could use the scanner on the Walkie Talkie part, but to listen to the radio you can also use a scanner. You can enter in, I know this was a channel, you can enter the frequency directly, 100.7, okay, and it will go to that frequency, so you can enter the frequency directly in with the keypad. And then if you want to use scan on this, you can hold down the scanner. Let's see, it says seek. So it'll seek through the radio stations. And keep on scanning. Okay.
Plan known as the Paycheck Protection Program started.
So there's a quick way to go through the stations. And of course, if you want to turn back to the Walkie Talkie, you can hit that button again. Okay, there, and we're back in Walkie Talkie mode. Okay. A pretty powerful radio. Okay. Okay, here's some more functionality. If you want to enter Vox mode or squelch, Vox is so you can just talk into the thing without having to push the PTT button, and squelch quiets the radio so you don't hear noise if there's no transmissions. So we can go into, there's a menu key here, so you hit menu and it goes into menu, and you can go through the different menu settings by pushing the up or down arrows, or I guess you can just push the 4 button. Let's see, where was this? It was originally on squelch when I, oops, menu, squelch, and let's get out of it. The exit button takes you out. So menu, Vox, okay, there's Vox, and let's see, how do we turn the Vox on? Okay, we'll try doing this Vox mode again. So, in order to get into Vox mode, we want to hit menu. Okay, and then there's a Vox button down here, and I believe you hit menu again to be able to change the Vox mode. So now it went, you can use the up or down arrows to change the level from 10, 9, 8, all the way to off. Let's see if we can talk into this. Hello? 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 Hello?
Menu.
Okay, so Vox is still off. So Vox mode. Oops, let me go into it. Menu. Okay. So we'll set it at 10. Okay, so you have to hit menu again when you're done, and that confirms it. Hello? 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 Okay. Hello? 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 Okay, well, I'll have to fiddle with it some more. The Vox mode doesn't seem to be working right. Or maybe I just don't know how to do it. Okay. Okay, I think I got Vox mode working, but you have to talk kind of loud into it. Hello? Okay. I set this at level 1. And then if you wait a second, it will shut off again. So it appears that the Vox mode is working. And let's see. Okay, so I got the Vox mode working, but you have to talk kind of loud into it. So, hello? So it's on right now. Oh, wait a second. Okay, and it turns off. So you have to hit menu again at the end to get back out of it, and it will save it. Okay? Okay, I suspect that this radio right here is probably a lot more powerful than the DeWalt's I was testing. So maybe I'll get in the car and start her up and drive out a ways and just see how far I can go and still be heard. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? It's a lot clearer, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so it looks like we're still in contact. So let me drive out a ways and we'll see how far we can stay in contact. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll try to reset the trip odometer. Push this button here. I'm just resetting the trip odometer so I can see how far I'm going. Okay. Let's take off, I guess. Okay. Okay, so we're about a half a mile away, and you can see that okay, 0.5 miles. And we'll test it out to see if we can still be in communication. Can you hear me okay? Okay, I'm about a half a mile away right now. Okay. Maybe I'll try to go for a full mile and see if we can still hear by that far away. Okay. Okay. Here we go. We'll pull off here. Okay. So here we are, about 1 mile. Okay. Hello, can you hear me okay? Hello, can you hear me okay? Okay, so let's see, we're still going. So I'm not getting any response from about a mile away in a city type of environment. So I'll go a little bit closer and we'll see if we can hear something. And I'll tell you when we are within range, I guess. Let me turn around here. Back maybe a quarter of a mile, so that'll be about 3/4 of a mile. We'll just keep on pinging until we get something. Okay, hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? It's 1/10 of a mile back. That's 9/10 of a mile away. Hello, can you hear me? That's 8/10 of a mile. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? 7/10 of a mile. Hello, can you hear me? 6/10 of a mile. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? There's half a mile. Okay, so the limit seems to be about a half a mile. Okay, so that's good to know. Half a mile. Of course, if you look up ahead, we are under the horizon of a hill, so maybe that has something to do with it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, 4/10 of a mile is pretty clear. Okay, so that's about the range of the sky right here. So it's good to know. Okay?